Hi folks, welcome to Annoyed Gamer. Apologies for it not being on the air for the last couple of weeks. Obviously I was away, and when I came back I decided I want to get some different equipment, got a new microphone, so hopefully the audio issues are now a thing of the past. And I'm trying this with a different camera, a nice HD webcam. Whee! Sounds kinky. A webcam from Logitech. So yes, hopefully this looks cool and different, and ooh, a little bit of pop because I wave my hands and it's got autofocusy stuff and all that fun. Anyway, 3 topics for you today. First topic, Irrational Games. Ken Levine announced that they are closing their doors, and that's a sad state of affairs because, you know, BioShock is still one of my favorite games of all time. BioShock Infinite, I did have issues with the combat, I admit that. I did have issues with feeling behind, you know, that you are sort of like separated from a pane, you know, from the world by a pane of glass. You don't feel truly immersed in it, but I could appreciate the story of Columbia. I could appreciate a lot of the little things that they put into it. So what am I going to talk about? What am I going to comment on? Am I going to say, well, this is why he's doing it? No, I don't. I'm not going to say that because I don't know why he's doing it. I mean, he said his little thing. He wants to get down to 15-man team, and he wants to go off and make more perhaps intimate experiences. So there you go. I'm going to take it at face value. What I am going to say is well done on organizing recruitment days and getting so many publishers, developers, studios to come in and interview the staff who are losing their jobs and maybe offer them new jobs and, you know, new opportunities, you know, perhaps the chance to start their own projects. And that's the good thing that can come out of this, is that we can see some of the great people who were part of Irrational and were part of Ken's vision now going off and putting their own visions out there, which means more cool games, more indie games maybe. Maybe they'll get snapped up and go on upgrade some amazing franchises that needed a kick up the ass. You know, there's a lot of cool people out there, and the fact that Irrational is organizing this day and has been actively trying to get people new gigs, that's the sign of good management, in my opinion. So yes, let me just say to my friends in the games media who are digging like little rabid wolverines, who are like, oh, we have to find some dirt on this. We have to find somebody to blame. There must be some shit going on. Not always. There's not always shit. So why don't you take it at face value? If stuff comes to light later down the line, we'll see what happens then. But for now, let's do the good thing. Let's carry on what everybody was doing on Tuesday when this was announced. Let's get people into jobs. Let's get all those vacancies out there. And kudos to every single publisher, developer, and studio who put out the tweet saying, we're hiring people from Irrational Games, apply here. That was the industry coming together, and that was the industry being awesome. So yes, that's basically my view. Sad, understandable, huge potential going forward. Games media, stop looking for shit where perhaps there isn't shit. Next up, Titanfall. Yes, the beta ended yesterday, and I got on it before the embargo expiration date, going tits up, whatever, because Respawn made the beta available to everybody. Made it a true open beta. Bravo for that. Thank you, because I didn't have access to a code, and I'm glad I got to play it. I got a thing about closed betas anyway. I really don't like the perceived exclusivity. It's kind of ridiculous, to be honest with you. I think if you're going to put something out there, put it out for everybody to have a play. And that's not a slam on EA, and it's not a slam on Respawn. It's just a thing in general. You know, I still mourn the death of a demo. I used to love a damn good demo and a multiplayer demo that was out there, and a way to get people in, get people excited, and get people slapping down their cash. So yes, I played it. Did I enjoy it? Yes, I did. A lot of fun. Now, I'm not the hardest of hardcore multiplayer guys anymore. I used to be 10, 8, 5 years ago. I used to play a lot of multiplayer games on my PC. But obviously, you know, as things have devolved in the console world with regards to 12-year-olds calling you N-word, F-word, so-and-so, so-and-so, I've kind of got bored with it and stepped away. And I got to say, I played it on the Xbox One, and I really dug it. Maps look great. The maps are a great size. The ones I've played are very well thought out. The idea of having grunts in there, So you've got some AIs to shoot to keep on padding out your score and leveling up and feeling that you're not going in there just to get killed by the elite players is great. The Titans themselves are fun to use. You know, I unlocked, you know, I got to play 3 different ones, and yeah, I mean, the tank one is nice and slow and boom, can take some pounding, and then there's one that's lighter and you die quicker, but it's got more satisfying weapons. And you know, we haven't even seen the upgrade process and the other things that are going to come from that. So yes, I really did have a lot of fun, and that's what it's all about. Titanfall is fun, and I will be plonking down my $60 day one for what is a multiplayer only game. I just have to decide if it's PC I'm going for or Xbox One. We'll see. But again, I want to throw something out there. Obviously, a lot of people have been commenting that this is, you know, oh, this is the most amazing game ever. This is the second coming. And they have totally revitalized and regenerated the multiplayer experience by being so original. I would say they've regenerated and revitalized the multiplayer experience, not by being original, but by finessing. By taking a lot of cool concepts and finessing them and executing them well. Because if you think about it, grunts are not new. We've had AI bots in multiplayer games for years. Mechs, they're not new. You know, Mech Warrior, anybody? Been around a little while. Hawken, also been around a couple of years. And if you haven't tried Hawken, you really should. But yes, what they do is they make it all fun. And that's the key. I don't think this is the you know, the reinvention of the wheel, the second coming of the great multiplayer experience, with full of original blah blah blahs and oh, look at the way they've just added this, that, and the other. The wall runnings, really cool. The double jumping, that's cool. But these are all, I mean, let's face it, none of these are original ideas, but they're all put in and combined in a great way and finessed and delivered excellently, and you can't argue with that. So yes, Titanfall gets 2 thumbs up from me. See? 2. Based on the beta. So let's see, and let's hope when the final version ships, it's just as much fun. And no issues with servers, by the way. And that's because I think the servers are going through Microsoft. So well done, Microsoft, for putting that money down. Okay, last topico of today. Deep Down. Deep Down is a game that's been shown off a couple of times with a couple of tech demos at the Sony PS4 announcement and so on and so forth. And it's a game that this week sort of like broken the headlines because the developers have said you can't play as a woman in the game. Now, Deep Down is a game that's not coming out for a while. We don't really know much about the game. We know kind of fuck all, to be honest with you. We know it's a sort of like dungeony, swords and sorcery-ish type of game, maybe, based on the videos. Nobody's really played it. Nobody really knows how the story works, so that, you know, how your character works. But that doesn't stop some of the, let's say, more trashy, histrionic elements of the game's media going, oh, this is sexist and misogynist, and oh my god, they don't let me play as a woman. Now, not everybody said that, but there are a few who have gone bananas and said that this is sexist, misogynist, blah, 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 you know, and it's disgusting and I'm not buying it and so on and so forth. All right, hold your fucking horses here, people. Like I said, the game's not coming out for a while. You haven't played it. You've not seen much on it. You're going off one comment that it was basically they couldn't put the female characters in there because it was a lot of extra work. So they're on deadline. It's their vision. It's their game. How about we wait until the game is playable? How about we wait until we know the full story of the game and how the male character works? Why don't we wait and see see how the male character interacts with females? Now, if we get to a stage where it's playable and the male character walks around only killing scantily clad, big-boobed women and then shagging them, or shagging them, then killing them, and then telling them to go put their knickers back on and make a cup of coffee, then we have an issue with sexism and misogynism. Until then, we don't. This is the developer's creative vision. Let them execute it and let them stand or fall buy the finished version of the game. Don't get the proverbial male and female panties in a bunch, because men and women have been spouting off about this. Let's wait until it's out there and have a look. Or, if you don't want to wait and you want to show that these things are possible, go make the fucking game yourself. Yeah. Go make a game yourself. I mean, I didn't bitch and moan when Bayonetta didn't have a playable male character. Tomb Raider. Why can't I play as a bloke? And I didn't come out with those bitching and moaning because they're absolutely ridiculous. Bayonetta is a female character. Bayonetta, her story, her game. Tomb Raider, Lara Croft, the same thing. I know there is sexism that goes on in video games. There's sexism that goes on in life. There's misogyny that goes on in life. And maybe I have a different perspective because I remember what it was like 20 years ago. I remember what it was like 30 years ago in society in general, and the way women were viewed and treated, and how things have changed. And I'm guessing that there are a lot of 20-somethings out there, young 20-somethings, who are, you know, blogging and now I've got a chance to go off and write for somebody and perhaps don't have the grasp of, you know, understanding the bigger picture, who are basically saying, well, you know, I never experienced that, or I never saw that 20 years ago because I was in my mother's womb. So therefore, everything must be changing and it must be changed now. Well, it's changed a shitload. Are we there yet? No. Are we there for men? No. And I know it's like, oh, white male privilege, blah, blah, blah. Yes, there are a lot of men out there who are assholes. A lot of men out there who are dicks to women and minorities. Unfortunately, they are a product of their upbringing and their generation, and they are dying out. There are a lot of great things in the games industry, a lot of great women in the games industry, a lot of great men who work together. I mean, shit, in my PR career, I probably worked for 6 female bosses in a 15-year period. I had no problems with any of them. They were the best bosses I ever got to work with because they were supportive and understanding, and I never looked at them with regards to, oh, you're a woman. I looked at them as, wow, you're a great boss. And there are a lot of people out there like that. And these are the people we should be honoring, by the way. GDC. Just saying. People who have actually contributed to the games industry, as opposed to maybe giving an award to the school bully just to make sure the school bully might not pick on you anymore. But I'm not going to get into that because otherwise this will be a 20-minute show and I will be public enemy number 1 again. But anyway, let's just wait, shall we? Let's wait to see what Deep Down actually is. Let's play it before we criticize. Let's see what the context is for having the male characters before we criticize. And that's it. That's it. Kind of getting sick of this brigade of people who've come in who have had no experience of working in the games industry and have always been blogging from afar and have perhaps got a gig and still have never interacted with anybody in the games industry, have never worked in a company, and just feel that their view, meow, 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 is the most important. Opinions are like arseholes. Everybody has them. And this arsehole is bidding you adieu. I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh shit, yeah, follow me on Twitter. Bye-bye.